Yo, what's up guys, this is Happy with another Guild Wars 2 PvP video, and this time with the Power Revenant after the rework, double sword and staff, which you can see here. Wow, short little lag. Today you will just see how to play it probably. I know that I will fail because I'm still not so into it. I need to do more games to master Revenant again, because I just played more Guardian and Thief, as you just all saw and know. Now, I really enjoyed the rework of the Revenant, which makes it, I will say probably more viable, but it depends hard on your skill. If you are not so into Revenant, then you will still not be viable, but with the changes that happened right now, you can do a lot of work. Plus, you should be able to take most 1v1s. I was already recording a game where I just destroyed a Scourge, but I just recorded that game on mid game, so I deleted that again. I was able to destroy a Scourge, some bad Mirage, any Holosmith, most Guardians, even Warriors, but against Warriors it was a little bit tricky. But I used to practice a little bit against Warriors, and so let's just try on here. I'm queuing on ranked arena, platinum level, division. Even though you know all that it's not like that, most people have no idea of PvP, but never mind, I still hope that you will be able to find here a good one. And now what you can do here is just do this. I should have not sword 3 him, but basically that's how you can kill a beast with this build within 3 to 5 seconds. You can beat any beast here if you do it properly. What is the role of the Revenant? You are the far assault roamer, I will say. You can go far but not really needed, but you can assault anything. You can just hunt down enemies, you can outnumber fights, you are a mobile roamer. That's basically the role what you should do, what you should be, better said, when you play this. And because most people will ask me, I already opened here my wardrobe. Bloodstone Visage for the head, Herald shoulder plate here, and then Gladiator's chest plate, Fire wraps, grasping leg guards, and Berserker Mistward far boots, the double Dream Thistle sword skin, and Dominator staff skin on my Revenant here, which looks pretty cool, as you can see it here right now. Let's just check it out. I have no back, but I could have used the back, and the game already started. Pretty nice. I recommend to play it on maps like this. Those 3 maps, you can basically play this build everywhere, but for example, Revenge of the Capricorn is a nice map because you have a huge area, field of view, how to say it. You can see enemies from a distance, which allows you to target them and then just to use your sword and phase traversal to pour to that target, which allows you to be faster on the point. And now we have here Legacy, and check out the enemies. Okay, now for the enemies, we have 2 threats to my build here. We have almost equal comps. No, we have not equal comps, but this is great. Bunch of mixed teams, which is pretty nice. So the 2 threats that I have is the enemy Revenant, of course, because as you all know, Revenant is squishy and as strong as squishy. Which means if I have low HP and my healing skill, Facet of Light, is on cooldown, the enemy Revenant has the easy game to just hunt me down. But the same goes of course for me. When I go and hunt this guy, if he's not having his healing skill, I just gonna shred him. And this is just a thing that you need to know. And the elusive mind here should be a Condi player probably. He could also be DPS, which would be my favor. But if he's playing Condi, you should avoid that. I'm playing the build, by the way, I'm gonna show you 2 types. I'm playing the build with pure DPS only, so max damage output and max, how to say it, yeah, basically just max damage output, not survivability. And now with the changes, you also got reworked. You will have some additional Condi cleanse when you use your shield, which I'm going to show you after that. I would have even showed it here, but they have only, let's say, 2 Condi players, and for that you don't really need to swap, because you are more viable when you are able to just destroy enemies with your attacks. And as always, at the beginning, activating my 4 facets here, and then the F2, Facet of Nature, to grant those boons for a longer duration. And here we go. When it drops down to 2% or something, I just activate it, go to my assassin stance, and you can see it here, my allies already having fury, might and stuff. We have a thief. The thief is not here. Already finishing off this guy. Perfect example here. Shackling wave this guy. Activating here my my stance. Now you can see here something really cool. Just blocking. I removed 3 of his boons, which makes this build so strong. You can now remove with your assassin stance 3. Oh shit. I need to be careful right now. Okay, I can now attack because he just gave all his stuff up to me. And I have... oh damn it. Probably shackling wave here. I should have run away. Oh damn it. I should have not risked it that much, but I was for sure like about to get this guy, but my attacks just failing a little bit. My port was missing. Don't kill him, don't kill him. Kill him right now. Kill him right now. He just... no. Yes, go for it, go for it, go for it. No. Okay, that was a cool one. Now you just saw the perfect example. If you are low, you are really squishy and you should not overextend that much. I knew that I should have run away first, but if I would have downed him, we would have had a better time there. Now I use my sword. I just try to block this guy. Now we have him. I even downed both of them. I have to activate this. Shackling wave this guy, not. Shackling wave him now. Sword 3 him. He might has his block up. He might attack me there, but we're just gonna finish him off. Now you can see here something pretty cool. Shackling wave with impossible odds to just shred your enemies. Use my quickness, but this guy's going for the decap on far. I go as well because the enemies respawn there and will be in time here. Now what I'm gonna do is just hold up a second here. It is dangerous to join him so fast, so let's just wait for him. He should not be able to port up here, but we just wait. You can see it here. I try and stun him. Okay. Now I can sword him. Wow. That was like unexpected there. He should die right now. Yep. This Revenant just failed a little bit. And here we go. We can go ahead and... wow, my sword 3 is just bugging. How awesome is this? I love when my attacks just bug. Never mind. We can just go ahead and do the beast, I guess. You just perfectly saw both examples, how fast you can die. Not how fast, because I had low HP and stuff, but you also just saw... and my freaking skill again not working. Sword 3 him. Blinded him. I need to retreat right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, I had the stacks of confusions and I just used I just used my impossible odds while I had confusion. This was bad. Because impossible odds should trigger the confusion as well, I guess, right? Yes. 13 hits with confusion. This is the problem here, by the way. The Condi cancer, you just get destroyed so easily. Someone is noticing me. And the enemies should not give up. I guess they are not giving up, but this is great. Because I just had recently a game where the game was really close. We need to focus this guy. I can shackling waves him. Oh, now you see the other example there. Oh my god, no, the freaking chill. I just had to activate it. He's blocking. I will get my unblockable attacks when someone blocks, which is what probably not a lot of people know. Just doing this. And now shackling wave with impossible odds to finish off this guy. Wow, you can just see the damage is intense. By the way, you just got changed a few times. I just was able to remove the chill to save myself with assassin's dodge. I don't really know the name. I forget it, better said. I know it, but I just forgot it. Shackling waves this guy, and he just takes too long to do anything. And you can see this. This is the burst potential of the Revenant. Don't letting the enemy even breathe, man. My guy just lost the 1v1, I guess. No, this is not really the best video example, I would say. Let's go ahead and try to 1v1 this guy. Here we go, he's not even trying. Now he is. So you will just see it here. And here we go with the conduit removal. I try to hit him. I tried to dodge. I dodged his attack. I will now remove some conditions. Ah, no, man. Ah, the Revenant is joining me. Without the Revenant, look at this. Look at his HP. This guy seems not to be one of the best messers, but he was still able to do a lot of work there. I was able to sustain him long enough. Dodge, avoid his axe attack, so he's not able to stack the torment and confusion on me. And that's what you have to do when you have a Condi player. When you get in a 1v1 situation, basically you should always avoid that. Let's say the enemy has 2 cap and you have only 1 cap, but the enemy mesmer is joining you there. You should not take the 1v1, because it just takes too long for you to 1v1 that. I have no top stat. Wow. I'm such a noob. You should never do 1v1 against Condi players, because it is a hard task and you just have to really know what you are facing at. If it's a Scourge or a Mirage, you just have to know, oh, he will do that, he can do that, he can do this. You have to know when to avoid, stay in distance, go back into the combat, try to get him. Just really, you have to play pretty smart to beat those people. It is not impossible, but it takes a lot of practice, especially with this build. Now let's go ahead and show you the build and why I'm using the sigils on my weapons here and what amulet. I'm using Sigil of Opportunity and Exploitation to have against enemies under 50% HP a 10% damage bonus to finish them off really faster, which works pretty nice with Shackling Wave. You just saw it is almost a one shot. If you have if for example you have 25 stacks of might, the enemy is under 50% HP, you can just Shackling Wave and the enemy is dead. It will immobilize, apply vulnerability and additional 5 attacks, plus with the impossible odds all those 5 attacks should have an additional hit, but I'm not so sure if it's like this. Then on the staff I'm using Sigil of Agility and Sigil of Annulment, just because I have this feeling when I have an additional 2 seconds of quickness I will be able to even apply a lot of damage and a lot of pressure with my staff here by auto attacking the enemy. And since we have here, when we weapon swap, an additional 5 seconds quickness, it says 4.5 but it should be 5 or 6 even with the leadership one. We have, I just counted it once, 7 seconds of quickness. And while we have quickness in combination with the build, but I'm not so sure if brutality triggers with the sigil here as well, but if it should trigger, then we will have 7 seconds that we will be able to remove on each second 1 stack of stability, which is pretty nice against multiple enemies, especially with the staff where we have here unblockable, not unblockable, but a knockback, which removes also then stability and knocks down every enemy who's not blocking right now. Pretty nice. The annulment one to remove an additional 2 boons, which is good against the soul beasts, to remove protection and stuff like that, just to be annoying. Basically that's it. Rune of Leadership, when we use our elite skill, we convert 2 conditions into boons. This only triggers when you have conditions, by the way. It will not trigger when you just have it up like this. it will not trigger. Then to the build. Basically a lot of changes happened, but before this buff here, before the latest release notes. The number one change was exposed defenses, where you had the chance on auto attacks to apply vulnerability, a 50% chance when you crit, something like that, but now you just have when you enter combat, your first attack will apply 5 stacks of vulnerability, which gives you at the beginning of the fight a 5% damage bonus to that target. When you attack while wielding a sword, you will have the additional unremovable boon, Vicious Lacerations, that grants you for each stack 2% damage bonus. You can have 5 stacks, which means 10% damage bonus. I was about to say 5% damage bonus. Deal increased damage to targets with vulnerability, an additional 7% damage bonus. This is also just nice to have. It could be 10, but I don't know why 7. Maybe ArenaNet just don't want to overpower Revenant just by a little bit. Malicious Reprisal, this is that one that I'm using because I just saw the potential of this, especially when you play this build with only full power, full destroying people, hunting down. It works pretty nice. Short cooldown, 20 seconds. If an enemy is blocking or one of your attack is getting blocked, your next 2 attacks will be unblockable. And they have a 10% damage increase, which is pretty nice. And if you play it smart and if you notice it, you will just be able to shackling wave enemies who are blocking and deal unblockable damage with an additional 10% damage bonus and just destroy people. I use this especially when enemy block. I use my elite skill to knock them away, because my elite will get unblockable and they just, if they don't have stability, they will just get knocked away, and you have a free way to just burst down the enemies. When you strike foes that have vulnerability, siphon life from them, which is basically permanently, because your sword auto attack will apply vulnerability. You have vulnerability here, and that's basically the number one reason. You will just have permanent vulnerability on the enemy. Brutality, the last and the best trait here on the Revenant, which makes it survivable. On weapon swap you will grant yourself quickness, plus of course you will be able to remove stability. I'm not so sure if it works with the Sigil of Agility as well, or with overall the quickness. It says it has 9 seconds cooldown, which means on weapon swap, but I don't know if it's if you have the Sigil of Agility, if it triggers then as well. Then on invocation, gain fury when you evoke a legend. This is basically the same. Rising Tide, while your health is above the threshold, inflict increased damage to your enemies. This is just because I want to have max damage output at the beginning of the fight to be able to immediately shackling wave the enemy and just shred him into pieces. Otherwise, evoking a legend removes a condition, could be something to use with if you have a lot of Condi players, can work and save your life probably a few times. Or using a healing skill grants you fury. No, this is not needed, so one of those two. I was watching here, down here, one of those traits can be swapped. Then incensed response, I don't know if I said it right, sorry if not. Gain might when you grant yourself fury, which is here fury when we evoke a legend. And of course here fury facet of darkness, so permanently fury might combo. Evoking legend will now break stun, which is known and was the same, and then rolling mist is also the same. Effectiveness increased of fury from 20%, we will grant ourselves 40% critical higher hit chance, which is pretty nice. Then on Herald, here we have the most changes. Now the first one here, you don't have the 10% faster revive, which is a little bit sad. It was a nice little thing to do when you were in a team fight and you were just able to revive your ally while you were healing yourself if the enemies were attacking. It was pretty nice. But therefore we got also some nice stronger boons here. I'm using right now core value because it gives your true nature instead of 2 seconds duration, or how long was it? Yeah, 2 seconds. You will have an increased boon duration of 3 seconds for you and nearby allies. Plus of course when you trigger it twice you will grant all those boons here to your allies as well. No, the boons got removed. Okay, so it just gives you increased boon duration. Okay. What it does now here, when you go to your assassin stance, now your assassin stance F2 facet of true nature will also have an additional boon to nearby allies, plus it has an additional effect here when you use it. You can see it here when I have it activated. Your allies will get this boon who's not removable. Grant allies the ability to steal life with their strikes, which is like Necro with a vampirism signet. Nearby allies will just steal life if you have it up. But it is difficult in combat to hold your F2 up because it drains your HP. If you use your skills, the HP drain will be slower. Then you just have to activate it and you will get your life bar up again here. Not life bar, but energy force, I don't know. The good thing here is True Nature now strips boons from enemies. Now why I'm using it core value here, because instead of 2 you can remove now 3 boons from enemies, which is so powerful. That was like, wow, powerful, I wanted to say. It is so powerful because just watch the current meta. Holosmith, perma protection. Soul Beast, Boon Beast, perma protection. Mesmer's Mirage also protection and stuff like that. They also have a lot of boons. What you can do, just do this, go near him, even not so near because it has a 600 radius, so you will hit in a radius like this, like a capture point, I will say. A little bit smaller than the capture point, but almost like a capture point. So you will be able, and look at this, number of targets 5, which means if you are in a team fight, you are not just able to remove from one guy, but from 5 enemies, what am I saying? From 5 enemies, which is so intense. Especially good if you are like cleaving something. You can just do it here. Shackling wave here, boom, with impossible odds. They have no boons, they just get a lot of damage, and you just are able to shred those people into pieces. Now if you think, I don't really need it because it is not so important, no matter if it's 2 seconds longer boon duration or 3, we can also go for this, for example, regeneration here, an additional HP increase for ourselves by just having an additional regeneration, and it is stronger if our HP is under 50%. This could be also in a few situations a lifesaver, and otherwise gain increased movement speed. This is not needed. One of those two, if you think you don't need the 2 boon strips or you don't use F2 so much, you can also go for this. It is now regeneration, plus it has a higher effectiveness on us, which means also if an ally gives us regeneration, or when we just have activated this one here, their normal regeneration, we will grant ourselves increased healing under 50% HP, which could be also pretty nice to have. I don't know, I haven't tested it out yet. I'm a bigger fan of this core value. Then the next, shared empowerment, is like the must-have. When you grant a boon to an ally, like this, 4 boons, we will grant ourselves additional might stacks here, and this is just to have the 25 stacks of might. Plus we also apply additional might to our allies friends here as well, as it says here. Probably you can also just swap it if you think that you are more a solo player, but I recommend to use it. Otherwise, using a consume skill heals you as well. Could work really nice with Elder's Respite here. Double healing under 50% HP could be pretty nice. And then what you can do here is, if you have, as I just said, a lot of Condi players, go for Hardening Persistence, also new one. Gain damage reduction for each point of upkeep currently in use. Shield skills remove conditions. Now what you have here to do, just go with your shield. Look at this. 1, 2. 2 removal of conditions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you play the other thing. If not, then you have here 5, 6. So you will have 6 Condi removals if you don't use the cleansing channel here. But you can probably use it, because this one here is also hard to use, Rising Tide. But if you have a lot of Condi players, they will immediately bring your HP most of the times under 90%, so you can just go like this, and then you will have 7 Condi removals, which could be pretty strong. And of course, don't forget shield. I don't know, do they gain reduction? No, they have the same, but never mind. Shield offers you an additional survivability by having additional healing. Let's say if we don't go with core value for more survivability, Elder's Respite. If you are low HP under 50%, we will grant regeneration. It says 2k healing, plus here 1.6k, and then of course no protection, and then the block, plus the healing as well from here. It increases your survivability by a lot, plus of course 2 Condi removals by using them, and then you have sword 3 to block, staff 3, staff 5, and shield 5, all to block attacks, which is pretty nice. Responding shadows to retreat from fights, runaway face reversal to port to another enemy to also retreat from the fight. Pretty nice. And then if you go with your shield, no, I will talk about shield later. Let's go back to my sword and then I will talk about the shield. Now the build that I'm running, I want to show you that. Forceful Persistence, deal increased damage with active upkeep skills, which means we will have 13% damage bonus if we have one of those skills up, then plus for each one a 3% damage bonus, which means if we are at the beginning of the fight we will have like this, we can activate here, and then just auto attack we will have a 16-19% damage bonus by doing this combo. But normally if you are a fast Revenant player you just won't have like this, your skills up all the time. You will just activate them immediately, swap, shackling wave, and just try to burst down the enemy really fast by this. And that's basically the main build. And now to the shield one, you can go here, your facet's passive effects additional targets, and you retain them for a duration after using their consumabilities, which allows you here on your dragon stance when you use your skills. It is probably only while in combat. Facet of Darkness pulses fury to nearby allies every few seconds. When we activate them, the skills should be still up here. I don't know if they trigger for yourself or only for your allied friends. It says only for your allied friends, so it could be only for your allied friends, but it could be still pretty nice when you have here use your elite skill, and you can see it here, your allied friends should or I don't know. No, let's just check out. We have here how long it should stay for 6 seconds. Okay, we should get here for 6 seconds this skill. Or no, let's go with Fury fast. 7 seconds, 4 seconds. I have no idea. Or is it only for my allied friends here? Let's see. Are they granted additional mites? No, I don't know. Probably it will. You will have the boons of this for additional seconds, but I'm not so sure. I thought it would be like this, but I'm not so sure. It would be cool to have this when you use your elite skill, to have still protection for you and nearby allies with the shield to just increase your survivability. And of course your allies, when you grant them boons, could be also pretty nice if you would run a healer build. But if you go with shield, I mean Draconic Echo, not this one probably. But let's go with the DPS one here that I'm just using and showing. Let's go with the combos here. The combos, as I just said, shift time, new time, for example, here. You can just do this. Now grant yourself the increased boon duration here, stack a little bit more might, and then just do this. Auto attack here. Do this, and then shackling waves. Oh, I just failed that. I just activated the wrong skill. Yep, I used my 5 instead of 4. Let's go to the U time. Let's go. It is important when you do the beasts to land your Facet of Strength to apply the 20 stacks of what is the name? Vulnerability. Does it vulnerability or not? I guess they removed that as well. So it seems they removed this as well. I just haven't read it about it. I was still using it to have my vulnerability, but it looks like they changed that as well. Or even earlier. And I haven't noticed it because I wasn't playing Revenant that much. Yes, let's see. Consume Facet of Strength, granting increased damage for successful hits. Facet of Strength will be disabled while the skill is recharged. Okay, this is also nice. So we have for 5 seconds an additional 15% damage bonus. This is great. I haven't known that. Okay, let's go here, the combos that you can do with your sword. Activate it, do this, and then go with your Facet of not shackling wave. I wanted to use my I just need a restart, guys. Here we go. Failing hardcore. Yes, now. Okay, now the combo here on the golem. Let's go. At the beginning you will have like this boons, exposed defenses. Your first attack will apply some damage. You can do this, and then after the enemy just dodged, you can do this, sword 3, and immediately just shred down the enemy. That's the basic combo here. If you are from the distance, what you can do is just, when you are on your assassin stance, use your healing skill, and then just face traversal, sword 5, and then you could even immediately go with your shackling waves to surprise the enemy, but it is better when you wait for the enemy to dodge before you shackling wave. I just noticed that because I was also used to sword 5 and immediately shackling wave, but that just failed a lot of times. And now keep in mind you have here 2, or better said 3 boon removals. I just forgot to swap this. 3 boon removals, which is pretty strong, and use that as often as possible, because look at this, it has only a 20 seconds cooldown, which means it is almost as fast as a thief that just has his steel on recharge. Thief has 90 seconds, so you have 20 seconds. So you are basically up to a thief. Plus, this one is even better because in team fights you will be removing for against multiple enemies. Now, of course, keep in mind if the enemy dodges it, you will not hit, or if you get blinded, you will not hit. It is not unblockable, but you can still do a lot of work with this. Then the next thing here, if an enemy tries to run away, just go with your sword 5, wait if he dodges, and then shackling wave, and then just immediately go with your staff 5. I just showed you another combo, but go with your staff 5, because shackling wave does also immobilize the enemy, which allows you to have enough time to just go to your staff and then just interrupt the enemy, remove his stability, plus remove 2 additional boons from him, allowing you and your allied friends to just hunt down the target pretty easily. And as you also just saw in this video, how easy it is to just kill an enemy with your combos here. Impossible odds is still on, and dodging his stun, auto attacking, and this guy's dead. Now, what is the strength of this guy, of this build? The number 1 strength is the mobility, and then the burst potential, and that you can hunt down everything and finish off enemies pretty fast. And the next thing is that you are also really strong cleaving the enemies. I recommend when you have multiple enemies at the one spot, remove the conditions, immediately just shackling wave, and then just swap to your assassin stance, use your healing skill, and then just attack, because most of the times the enemies will also attack you, but you have it easier to cleave when you use your healing skill. It will make you weaker, but at the same time while you are cleaving you will be a little bit safer and have it easier to cleave when you have your healing skill up. You don't have to be careful like that. Then your elite skill. If you use it before you have any conditions, you can also just use it to knock away dead bodies from points, which allows your allied friends to cap the point, and you don't have to stomp the enemy, for the people who don't know it, but most should know it already. And yeah, also Facet of Chaos, I want to say Dragon Stance, but Facet of Chaos can also just be hold like this up when you don't have anything left here, to just grant your allied friends protection, which is pretty nice. And you can see it here, almost 80 seconds protection when you just keep it up for a few seconds. Then just swap, remove boons, shackling wave with impossible odds, and then just auto attack. That's basically it. You have survivability with sword 3, staff 5, and reposting shadows to run away, and then on your dragon stance your healing skill, and that's basically it. Enough talked. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and yeah, now you will see as always 3 of my other videos, plus you can subscribe to my channel, and of course if you have any questions you can leave a comment down below under this video, and otherwise just ask me in game with a mail. I have a lot of followers and most of you just already do that, but I just say it. And if you want to see me live playing, just follow me on Twitch, which also a lot of people have done yet. And that was it. Thanks all for watching. I hope you really enjoyed it. That was Happy No with some Power Revenant after the rework, and I see you in my next videos. Bye bye all. Have a good one.